your ma gonna do when she find out about you, boy? People, boy, on the next side of the ocean, boy, they gon' hear the commotion, and you gon' need surgical operation when she finish with you. When Johnny Ma gone in town, before she leaves she say, yeah, Johnny watch the pot, don't let it get too hot. But as she turn away, yeah, Johnny gon' go play, and he gon' live to regret this day. Well, the cat jumped through the window, knocked the pot off the stove. The wind blow the fire and make it burn much higher. The fire catch the curtain catch the roof, and Johnny Ma clap boathouse burn down. Oh, naughty Johnny, oh naughty Johnny, oh naughty Johnny, oh naughty Johnny. Way, I'm sorry for you, boy. What your mom gonna do when she find out about you, boy? People, boy, on the next side of the ocean, way, they gon' hear the commotion, and you gon' need surgical operation.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not going to welcome you because I'm going to leave that to the official welcomer. Not proper grammar, but we're about to begin. So our distinguished guests are here. Well, our most distinguished guests are already sitting, but the other guests are on their way in. And as soon as they come, we'll begin our program.
She find out about you, boy. People, boy, on the next side of the ocean, boy, they gon' hear the commotion, and you gon' need surgical operation when she finish with you.
Let's welcome our guests. Thank you. Let us stand now for the invocation, which will be brought to us by Pastor Lyle Bethel, one of our senior judges, following which we'll have the national anthem led by Mr. Chauncey Wright of R.M. Bailey Senior High School. Pastor Bethel.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to see you all. It will prove to be an exciting evening. Shall we look to the Lord in prayer? Gracious Father, we thank you for what's taking place tonight. We thank you, Lord, for the display of intelligence and excellence that has been the privilege for us judges to judge and to see the level of genius and wisdom that resides in our schools. We ask, Lord, that tonight everyone would recognize that they are winners because they have given their best and they've learned something and they have advanced and achieved. And so, God, thank you, first of all, for the gift of creativity, for strong and excellent minds that had an opportunity to express themselves in essays. We ask, Lord, that as we would conduct our time this evening, that everyone would appreciate the role that they played and that this process has helped everyone to develop in one way, shape, or form. And so we commit the evening to you and to each of us that we would come away from here having recognized this wonderful opportunity that we share during this experience. And so, Lord, for all the good that you do, we thank you and we bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland. March on to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing. Pledge to excel through love and unity, pressing onward, march together to a common lofty goal. Steady onward, though the weather hide the wide and treacherous shore. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland. Let the road you trod lead unto your God. March on, Bahamaland. I pledge my allegiance to the flag and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, for which it stands, one people united in love and service.
Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome, everyone. Welcome once again to the 15th annual, since the resurgence of the Laws of Life Awards ceremony. And everybody seems a little bit subdued tonight. I gotta see more smiles from where I'm standing. It's an exciting time. Students, not time to get too nervous yet. Let's enjoy some of the festivities before we get into the prizes. But we are so glad that you're here with us. This is only our second time since the dreaded pandemic. I say the dreaded P word. But this is only our second time gathering since then. We were virtual for a few years, and we are elated to have so many of you here with us tonight. So just give everyone a round of applause. Coming at this time to officially welcome you is Empress Brennan of the C.H. Reeves Junior High School. Let's welcome her as she comes, please.
Two tablespoons of planning, a hefty dash of skill. 1 cup of commitment will surely fit the bill. A pinch of constructive feedback, a ton of creative zest results in us convening today to celebrate the best among the best. Dr. Andrew Sarazin, President, Templeton World Charity Foundation. Mrs. Lorraine Ambrister, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Vocational and Technical Training. Mrs. Dominique McCartney Russell, Director of Education. Professor Andrew Briggs, Past Advisor, Templeton World Charity Foundation. Mistress Elma Garraway, former Permanent Secretary and Laws of Life Committee member. Other ministry and Templeton World Charity Foundation officials. Finalists, parents, school administrators, and guests. Pleasant evening. Welcome to the 2023 Bahamas Laws of Life Essay Competition Awards. This evening, we gather to celebrate the best and brightest written and video essays from across our archipelago. Sir John Templeton, at the genesis of this competition, believed that through this contest, young people are offered an opportunity to reflect and write about their beliefs and principles. He too believed that we should be publicly recognized to affirm the values by which we want to live. After receiving approximately 1,500 entries this year, 82 students from government and private schools, teeny-weeny primary schoolers to independent, robust college attendees will be recognized for their outstanding work. Now, a little birdie told me that these submissions are among the sweetest, captivating, most inviting entries ever seen by the committee. So do not sit back. Do not relax. We are in party mode. Cheer on your favorite school, students, and all of our finalists for their recipes of success. It is our pleasure to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
And we'd like to welcome our Honorable Minister of State for Education and Technical and Vocational Training, Minister Zane Lightbourne. And we'd also wish to give apologies for our Honorable Minister Glenys Anna Martin, who had other duties this evening. As you all are aware, Vice President Kamala Harris is in town, and she was called upon to perform ministerial duties on the other end of the island. But we're here, and she sends her apologies. So I want our winners this evening to know that at some point we will make a courtesy call upon her so that she can see you in person, along with Templeton officials. So we just want to welcome you all again, and we want to thank Empress for welcoming you in such fine fashion. And Empress said, we're here to party, and you all didn't see I put on my party dress. So I'm not wearing the traditional black. I'm wearing some colors that represent some other things. I'll tell you about that later. But moving right along, we're now going to have remarks by the president of the Templeton World Charity Foundation, the patrons of this wonderful event, Dr. Andrew Sarazin. So we'd like to welcome Dr. Sarazin.
That's right. So this is a party night, and Liesl is the hostess with the mostess. Maybe there'll be some dancing later. I don't know. Good evening, distinguished guests. Honorable Zane Lightbourne, State Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. Mrs. Lorraine Armbrister, the Permanent Secretary of the Department of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. Mrs. Dominique McCartney-Russell, Director of Education, and many other ministry officials. I would also like to say good evening to our special guests, the patron saint, or the matron saint of the Laws of Life essay competition, Mrs. Elma Garraway, the Emeritus Permanent Secretary. There's nobody on this island that she doesn't know, and she's given so much. It's also my special honor and pleasure to welcome a dear friend of mine and colleague at the Templeton World Charity Foundation, Professor Andrew Briggs and his wife Diana, who are visiting the Nassau from Oxford University here. Thank you. Welcome, Andrew. And also just a welcome to the competition markers and judges, including the Reverend Bethel, who opened up us in prayer tonight. Many teachers and school administrators, faces that I've seen over the past 8 years, welcome to you. Parents as well, including my wife Emily, who's in the audience tonight, parents of three young boys. But most importantly, students. Congratulations on your participation in the 2023 Laws of Life contest. We couldn't do it without you, and you are the most important part of this, is your contribution. So thank you, students, and welcome. I would also just like to take this opportunity to extend my gratitude personally to the organizing committee, Miss Wright, Mrs. Davis-Wells, Dr. Miller, and Dr. Farquharson. You're the heart and soul of this competition. You work tirelessly throughout the year so we can celebrate here tonight. Everything you see is a product of their hard work. And for me, the Laws of Life celebration is really, truly one of the most, my most treasured memories, my most favorite events of the year. At the Templeton World Charity Foundation, it is like our Super Bowl, this event. And so let me say a few words about the Templeton World Charity Foundation. We are a global philanthropy that is proudly headquartered in the Bahamas. We were started by Sir John Templeton, who called this great country home for over 40 years. But we also have 200 projects in over 50 countries. We focus on how people can use their distinctive God-given strengths to enable others to flourish. For example, we recently released the results from the world's largest study on the mental and physical health benefits of forgiveness, where over 5,000 participants in 5 countries, including Colombia, Hong Kong, Ukraine, and Indonesia, participated. And it showed that after a 2-hour forgiveness workbook, participants were effective at reducing their own symptoms of anxiety and depression. And this is just an example of many things we support. We're the world's largest funder of research on the qualities like gratitude, prayer, humility, attention, listening, cooperation, and of course, love. As we heard earlier tonight, Sir John Templeton thought of these concepts as the laws of life, and that these laws govern our spiritual natures just as much as the laws of gravity and electricity govern the physical universe. Even more importantly, though, these laws motivate our actions and the world just as much as the great discoveries of scientists or great politicians or even new technologies. And this is the reason that these laws are truly important. I've often said that you students live in a world with almost infinite data, unlimited information, some knowledge, but even less wisdom. This is the world that we all live in. And this is what makes the laws of life so important. It's the heart of what it's about, to give courage to those of us who see what is real, to judge fact from fiction, and to seek truth. Importantly, I think that the laws of life help us wisely to conserve the most precious element in the whole universe, and that is the gift of our attention. They can help us respond to a Facebook post or a WhatsApp chat, a TikTok, or even, you students might have been doing this, even something like ChatGPT. But in the real world, I think importantly, you can use the laws of life to help a friend in need, or make a difficult decision in your life, or plan your own future. This year, the laws of life took on a special significance as the Bahamas prepares to celebrate 50 years as an independent nation. And so the theme for all divisions was that progress requires diligence and perseverance. The topics for all of the individual divisions touched upon aspects of how we can improve ourselves and then thereby improve our communities. And so topics included things like to help yourself by helping others, or those who do good also do well, or how you can make yourself necessary to the world and the world will give you bread. We had so many entries this year, thousands submitted from Grand Bahama, New Providence, Abaco and Keys, Exuma and Keys, Eleuthera, Spanish Wells and Harbor Island, Andros, Acklands, the Berry Islands, and Bimini. I've read all the winning essays, but one common thread was that many essays contained very moving passages about the Bahamian journey of independence. One student wrote, "Consider even over a century after the abolition of slavery in the Bahamas, Deserving Bahamians were still being treated as if they were unworthy of respect and equality. Men and women of various backgrounds took it upon themselves to foster change. The Burma Road riots, the general strike, majority rule. Another referenced Black Tuesday, when in the House of Assembly, Sir Lyndon Pindling threw the mace outside of the window and said, "This is the symbol of authority, and authority on this island belongs to the people, and the people are outside." A third student wrote, "A person's most useful asset is not a head full of knowledge, but a heart full of love, an ear ready to listen, and a hand willing to help others." And so if that's not a beautiful combination of both material progress and prosperity for this nation, combined with a kind of spiritual progress. So distinguished guests, judges, teachers, administrators, parents, and students, these essays illustrate the vision of Sir John Templeton and the Templeton World Charity Foundation, not just to get by, but to flourish, as illustrated profoundly in the motto of the country: forward, upward, onward, together. Thank you. I'm so looking forward tonight and to hear about the winners and to celebrate the entire program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sarazin. He always tends to capture exactly what the competition is about and the tenets from the essays that he read and the fact that he reads the essays. And we want you to know that these winning essays will all be published on our Facebook page, as they are each year. So you're welcome to read them as well. And our students have done a fine job at capturing what we wanted them to this year, this special year, as we celebrate this 50th anniversary of independence. And many of them personalized their writing to say what these laws meant to them. That's a part of our rules for writing in this essay competition. So we are grateful to have those essays, and we're grateful that we're going to be able to share them with you as well. Coming now to give us the introduction of the Minister of State will be Taylor Nichols of the Eva Hilton Primary School, following which we'll have remarks by our Minister of State for Education and Technical and Vocational Training, Mr. Zane Lightbourne. Please welcome Taylor as she comes.
Minister Zane Lightbourne is an educator at heart and by profession. He received his early education on the island of Eleuthera at Greencastle Primary, Rock Sound Primary, and Preston H. Albury High School. Upon moving to New Providence, he furthered his education at the College of the Bahamas, earning degrees in social studies, history, and geography. As a public servant of 22 years, Minister Lightbourne served as a teacher and school administrator, serving at various schools on the islands of Grand Bahama and New Providence. In 2016, Minister Lightbourne was posted to the school management section at the Ministry of Education headquarters, where he served as Senior Education Officer with charge over post of responsibility and post-school allowances. He was also appointed to the government's negotiating team and Labor Liaison Officer for the Department of Education. Minister Lightbourne has extensive years of service as a labor advocate for working people, serving an executive positions in the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, National Congress of Trade Unions Bahamas, and internationally as the Public Relations Chair to to the Caribbean Union of Teachers. Currently, Minister Lightbourne is the Member of Parliament for the Yamacraw constituency and Minister of State for the Ministry of Education, and Technical and Vocational Training. Audience, I present to you Minister Zane Lightbourne.
Good evening, all. Thank you so much for that very kind introduction. Very well done. Please give a round of applause. Forgive me if I have to make some slight adjustments here. I wore my tall shoes tonight. And I have to say, I didn't bring my phone, so I couldn't look at the text. But my wife told me to say that the person who's introducing me is our son's friend, and I should make mention of that. So I've done my job. Standing on the protocol that has been established and recognizing these fine young people who are among us today, who we celebrate, I bid you once again good evening. It is indeed a great honor to be in the midst of such great company as we celebrate the brilliance of our young people, as you convey through creative forms of literacy in your perspective life journey. Sir John Templeton, through his philosophy, has reminded us that life is brief. We must seize opportunities and leave the world a better place. And he noted that one way to accomplish lasting improvement is to master the laws of life. I am so proud of you, our young people, who each year are able to articulate your values and connect them to how your lives and the lives of others can be improved. On that note, I am grateful for the work of the Templeton World Charity Foundation and its commitment to ensuring that our students are positively challenged and ultimately carry on Sir John Templeton's overall vision of progress. It is notable that since the relaunch of the Bahamas chapter of this essay competition in 2009, the competition has grown from a mere 80 entries to approximately 3,000. Interesting, too, is the video component that has recently been added as an option for high school students. This allows for more opportunities of creative and critical expression. It is an honor to award the Minister's Cup to the winner of this category. Parents, teachers, supporters of these fine young people, you are contributing to the further development and progress of our nation through your direct investment into the lives of our students. Your support is invaluable. Sir John Templeton once noted that if he had not sought new paths, he would not have been able to attain so many goals. This statement, of course, was intended to inspire us all to explore our gifts and talents and to use all of our advances and to use our gifts and talents to advance the world. As parents and mentors of these young people, it is the responsibility to nurture and this desire for them to examine the possibilities of growth. Pardon, of course, I'm reading on behalf of Minister Glennis Anna Martin. So as parents and mentors of these young people, it is our responsibility to nurture this desire in them so that they can examine all possibilities of growth. This year's theme, Progress Depends on Diligence and Perseverance, is quite fitting amid celebrations of the country's 50th anniversary, as mentioned earlier. Our 50th anniversary of independence as it approaches, it's very important for us to acknowledge the importance of this particular event. This motive enables our students to see that the diligence and sacrificial contributions of our people have resulted in the exponential growth of our country over the past 50 years. Through hard work and utter determination, blood, sweat, and tears, our forefathers paved the way for the creation and proliferation of our great island nation. Over the past 5 decades, our leaders have made monumental leaps, securing economic, social, and environmental advances for generations unborn. Students, the opportunity for your participation in this prestigious essay competition is only as a result of the vision, wisdom, and struggles of committed men and women who petitioned for change. It was their persistence that broke through social barriers that went as far as prohibiting most Bahamians from being able to access an equitable education and an equality education. Students know that you are blessed, and as a developing nation, we are very proud of your accomplishments. As you continue on your academic and personal journeys, be reminded of these 3 quotes / laws of life by Sir John Templeton. 1, and I quote, "The person who really wants to do something finds a way. The others find an excuse," end quote. You must all know that great success and lasting success only comes through the consistency and persistence in your doings. You must not give up trying to reach your goals. When you need to seek help and advice, seek those who have your best interests at heart on alternative ways to accomplish your goals. Quote number 2, and I quote, "Everyone has special talents, and it is our duty to find ours and use them well." Close quote. You must also know that there is no one else like you, no one who can use your God-given gifts the way you can. Discover what it is that you are passionate about and do it to the best of your abilities. The world needs you. Our country needs you. Quote 3, and I quote, "The big difference between those who are successful and those who are not is that successful people learn from their mistakes and the mistakes of others." Close quote. As you navigate life, it is common to place yourself in a position where you can rebound from your mistakes, because you will make mistakes. However, the purpose of your mistakes should be to teach us life lessons. As perceptive and wise individuals, you are to use your experiences to help you grow. At this time, I wish to acknowledge the Bahamas Laws of Life Committee members, led by Dr. Tracy Farquharson of the Templeton World Charity Foundation and Ms. Liesl Wright of the Department of Education, for your unwavering commitment to ensuring our students' literary and critical thinking skills are stimulated through this meaningful competition. I have read the testimonials of past participants in this competition who speak of pursuing careers as authors or gaining the confidence, empathy, and open-mindedness needed to be successful in life. Templeton World Charity Foundation, your work is the result of a positive impact that will touch generations yet unborn. I sincerely wish you congratulations. To all of the winners in this year's competition, continue to do well. We are so very proud of you, and I congratulate you and thank you. May God bless you all.
Okay, so I don't have on my tall shoes tonight. All right. And I thought I had on the tall ones, but nah. I hope I got it. Okay, that should work. Thank you so much, Minister Lightbourne. We were so appreciative of your words on behalf of Minister Glennis Anna Martin, and they definitely hit home in congratulating our young people for the fine work that they have done and recognizing them. And as we go through the evening, we'll do some more of that. Coming now for a musical interlude, we have a selection from Aubrey L. Simonet of the Tamberley International School. Welcome her as she comes. Okay. So you see, I didn't pass my class in sound technology, did I? But Aubrielle certainly did well, and I want to thank her for her presentation to us. And those of us that know, I guess, who are a little bit older, everybody knows that's a classic from who? Who knows? Louis Armstrong. So what a wonderful world. And indeed, I mean, with all that's going on, we still live in a wonderful world, and we're grateful for that we're here this evening. Now we come to the time of the evening that everybody is waiting for. You know, everything that went before was nice. It was good. We enjoyed the speeches. We enjoyed Aubrielle's musical interlude, and we enjoyed greeting each other, but everybody's here for this time. You know, the Templeton World Charity Foundation, Ministry of Education, I always have to add, and technical and vocational trainings, Laws of Life essay competition stands out as the best essay competition in this country. We've come to that conclusion not just because I say so, but we've made it the best competition and one that everyone looks forward to every year. Like, as we heard Minister Lightbourne state that we grew the competition from about 80 entries back in 2009, which seemed like yesterday, to now 3,000. And this year, you know, we're making our comeback since the pandemic. The pandemic did hit us hard as well, but gradually students are coming back to us, and we're grateful for that. And every year that we get these essays in, I have to go through this to let you know that it's a process, because I'm getting calls, I'm getting emails. Well, I sent my essay in since January and it's May, and I haven't heard from you all. Well, there is a reason for that. This is a very arduous task. As I said before, there's almost 2,000 essays this year, and each essay goes through 4 sets of assessments. 4 sets, not just one. So it's not just one person reading it and saying, hey, I like this. So we have markers. Our markers are distinguished. You don't see them tonight. Some of them are here, but they are incognito. And that's for a reason. We don't want you knowing who they are. We don't want you telling them, hey, look out for my essay. No, we don't identify them like that, but they are precious to us. Some have been with us since 2009, and every year we're adding a few new ones. So what they do is, each essay is cross-marked by 2 markers. First of all, when the essay comes in, and we're now digital. We're not leaving that carbon footprint any longer. This competition is fully digital. And we give thanks to our digitizer. That's another, don't tell them I'm using these words tonight. But we have someone who has digitized our competition, so we have a platform. And he was supposed to be with us tonight, but unfortunately he's not here, and we want to thank Simon for everything that he does. Okay? So when he's watching it, thank you, Simon. And we're hoping that he makes it next year, Lord willing. But what happens is you enter digitally, your essay is put on the platform, it's given a number because everything is anonymous. No marker, no judge knows the name of any student or the school of any student. Right now, it's only Dr. Farquharson and myself who look at the names. So that's it, and we don't grade any essays. When that happens, it's given to 2 markers, and they don't know that they're marking together, but they're cross-marking this essay, and that's for the grammar and the mechanics. All the teachers and administrators in the room know what I'm talking about. And after that is done, then the top scoring essays, all of the essays in each division, as you've heard, we have primary, which goes from grades 5 through 6. Then we have junior, grades 7 through 9. Senior, grades 10 through 12, and we have the college level. And for college level, you must be enrolled in a tertiary institution here in the Bahamas and be under the age 25 years or under. And after those essays are selected, the top scoring essays, they are then forwarded to a panel of distinguished judges who are now judging just for content. So they're no longer judging for the mechanics and the grammar, etc. They're judging for content only. Then the essays are selected. So this distinguished group to my, and you know I didn't do well in coordination, so my left, to my left, this distinguished group of students to my left have singled themselves out of a 2,500, 2,000 essays and videos, okay? So just the fact that they're sitting here this evening means that they are winners. They have been singled out. They're the best of the best. And I will tell you, every year we go through this and we're like asking Dr. Parkinson, we can't give 40 honorable mentions because these scores are really close, but we know we have to cut off somewhere. So you know when you're cutting off at sometimes 93%, and the person who got 92.75 can get a prize, okay? So do not feel anyone who enters this competition, you are worthy, and we're telling schools, we're telling organizations, we're telling churches, we're telling individuals, let the students enter. Do not stop them from entering, because let me tell you, sometimes it's not the student who's always getting an A who is the winner at the end of this competition. Sometimes it's the one that you least expect to succeed. So we want to encourage, and then there's the video. The video division is now open to students in grades 10 through 12, and we know some students, you know, they don't like to write. But when it comes to acting, when it comes to taking that camera and putting something, doing a drama of some sort, they are successful at that, so we're providing other opportunities. And as we go on in the years to come, it is the hope of the committee that we're going to have other means by which students can express themselves as well. So moving right along, because I see the students saying, boy, this lady could talk. But I just had to get that out there so everybody could know what you all went through. So they've been sitting on pins and needles since. Some of them have written. We actually launched our competition in November of the previous year. So we give you the Christmas to think about what you want to write, if you want to start then. But our deadline is usually the end of January, the beginning of February. So these students have actually been waiting for a couple of months to find out if they're winners. And even tonight is anonymous. They're all here, but they don't know whether they're the winner. But what I want you to do is I want you to give them the recognition that they deserve. And what I'm going to ask the parents to do is we have an official photographer. So I'm going to ask that you not, so that it moves, we move along in a good process, I'm going to ask that you allow the official photographer to snap the photo, and they're all going to be available on our Facebook page and on our Instagram page. Everything is Bahamas Laws of Life. And we do have Twitter as well, right? You know, I'm tech savvy, but on the lower end, So I'll stop at Facebook, but they're going to be available and you can download them as many times as you wish, and they're going to be top-notch photographs. So if you can take it from where you are, that's fine, but we're going to ask not that you stop the show while the photos are being taken. So we're going to start with our first division, and we're going to ask the Honorable Minister of State, Zane Lightbourne, to assist us. And our students have already gone through a practice run of how to walk up and how to walk down, etc. So he's going to assist us with the video division. The video division receives the Minister's Cup, which has been donated by the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, and then he will present the college division. So we're starting with the video division, and we'll begin with those students receiving honorable mention in the video division. We have from Tamberley International School, Jordan Pratt. From Aquinas College, Kiana Burrows. And Caden Moss Moultrie. And that's another thing I didn't mention. In the video division, you can enter as a team. And there's no stipulation on the amount of people that can be in your team. Just know that you have to share the funds with everybody in the team. We also have Zion Miller of Tamberley International School and Sienna Wright. In third place in the video division, we have a team of, I didn't learn to count that well either, 7. A team of 7. In third place, we actually have a tie for third place. And sorry, I'm getting confused. In third place, we have Aretha Culmer of the Central Eleuthera High School. And Aretha is actually a repeat finalist. She was a finalist in the 2022 competition as well. And she's all the way from Eleuthera. So I gave that one away, that's not a surprise. In second place, we have a team of 7 students from the Believers Faith Christian Academy. Kalia Evans, Cleandra Roll, Pietro Smith, D'Angelo Smith, Shekinah Ferguson, and Demario Munker. Our third place winner received a cash prize of $600, or a prize of $600. Our second place winners receive $800, not each, they have to share. That's still a lot of money, eh? That's good, excellent, thank you so much. And in first place in receiving the Minister's Cup is Teranique Burrows of Tamberley International School. Teranique receives a prize of $1,000. Don't leave yet, Teranique. Teranique, don't leave yet. I'd like to call an administrator and teacher from Tamberley International School. The school also receives a cash prize as well. They receive a cash prize and the trophy. And coming now as a teacher, and you see the product of the laws of life. Coming now as a teacher at Tamberley School is our previous college winner, Miss Alexa Tolas. Thank you, Ms. Tolas, for continuing the tradition. Now we'll move on to the college division. Honorable mention in the college division, we have Trinisha Edgecombe of the University of the Bahamas. Jada Culmer of the University of the Bahamas. And Nia Rika Moss of the University of the Bahamas. In third place in the college division, we have Michael Knowles of the University of the Bahamas. And he receives a prize of $600. In second place in the college division, another repeat finalist, we have Kristen Hall of the University of the Bahamas, and he receives a prize of $800. in first place in the college division, and she was also a finalist in last year's competition, receiving a prize of $700 as well as a $1,000 scholarship prize. We have Miss Shanae Barr. Shanae, unfortunately, was not able to make it tonight, but she sent someone in her stead, and this is Miss Gina Roll of Kingsway Academy. Thank you. Thank you so much, Minister Lightbourne. We're now going to call on Dr. Andrew Sarazin. This is his favorite division, the primary division, to present the awards to the primary students. Receiving honorable mention in the primary division is Eliana Bowe of St. John's College. Chandel Chung of Queens College. Taylon Nichols of Eva Hilton Primary School. Tavari Cash of Kingsway Academy Elementary School. Dahlia Culmer of Woodcock Primary School. Zael Suneg Gibson of Genesis Academy. Taraj Cox of Kingsway Academy. Jaden Culmer of St. John's College. Shenario Tynes of Uriah McPhee Primary School. And Alexia Bain of St. Thomas More Catholic Primary School. To encourage participation from our Family Island schools, each year the Foundation awards the top scoring essays that have been entered from Family Islands. This year we have, from Grand Bahama, the top scoring essay in the primary division, Kayvon Russell of Walter Parker Primary School. We have Shayla Wallace of Central Abaco Primary School. And we have James Mondestin of Georgetown Primary School in Exuma. Kenny Kemp Jr. of the Reverend Youthful Rogers Primary School. And we also have from Spanish Wells and Eleuthera. Oh, sorry, he's here. Kenny Kemp Jr. of the Reverend Youthful Rogers Primary School. And that's in Andros and Berry Islands District. And from the Eleuthera and Spanish Wells District, the top scoring essay in the primary school goes to Trayvon Capron of Tarpon Bay Primary School. And Trayvon is also here with us. In sixth place in the primary division, we have Michael Cartwright of Ridgeland Primary School. Michael receives a $100 prize. In fifth place, we have Lazaria Smith of Sadie Curtis Primary School. And she receives a $150 prize. In fourth place, we have Lena Seligman of Lyford Key International School. And she's also a repeat finalist. She receives a prize of $200. In third place, we have Amelia Brown of the Heuristic Academy. And she's also a repeat finalist. She receives a prize of $300. As well as a trophy. In second place, we have Seth Moxie of the Summit Academy, and he receives a prize of $400 as well as a trophy. And in first place in the primary division, a repeat finalist from last year, so it pays to continue trying, we have Dwayne Small of Temple Christian School. Dwayne receives a prize, an individual prize of $500 as well as a $1,000 scholarship prize. And we're now going to call on a representative from the Temple Christian School. As the winning school, they also receive a prize of $1,000 for the school. Okay, we'll see to it that they get that as well as the trophy. Thank you so much, Dr. Sarazin. We're now going to call on Professor Andrew Briggs, our guest this evening, to present the Junior Division prizes. Receiving honorable mention in the Junior Division, we have Owen Cates of St. Andrews International School. Zante Ferguson of H.O. Nash Junior High School. Trinity Halbert of Journeys International. Paige Souffrant of Aquinas College. Alanis Gardner of Queens College. Hunter Bethel of St. Andrews International School. Adrian Sweeting of D.W. Davis Junior High School. Talisa Johnson of Kingsway Academy. Akeem Roll of Queens College. Anthony Pettican of Journeys International. Nathan Walker of H.O. Nash Junior High School. Douglas Pratt of C.H. Reeves Junior High School. Brinley Sweeting of the Samuel Guy Pinder All-Age School in Spanish Wells. Rachel Kelly of St. John's College. Maxine Charles of Queens College. Ciara Ramming of the Heuristic Academy. Emmanuel Culmer of H.O. Nash Junior High School. And receiving the top scoring entry from the Lutheran Spanish Wells District, we have Kevin Culmer of Windermere High School. And from Grand Bahama, receiving the top scoring essay, we have Talia Cooper of Sunland Baptist School. In sixth place in the junior division, we have Alana Murray of Aquinas College, receiving $150. In fifth place, we have Grayson Roberts of Queens College, receiving $200. And he's also a repeat finalist. In fourth place, we have Ariana Miller of Queens College, receiving $300. In third place, we have Empress Brennan of C.H. Reeves Junior High School, receiving $400 and a trophy. In second place in the junior division, we have Caden Moxie of Aquinas College, receiving $500. And in first place in the junior division, receiving a cash prize of $600 as well as a $1,000 scholarship, we have Kevin Williams of the C.H. Reeves Junior High School. Don't move yet, Kevin. Don't move yet. We need a representative. The principal, I think I saw him from the C.H. Reeves Junior High School. And the head of department of the English department. Now, Dr. McPhee, this is for the English department, $1,000. His teacher is here as well. Oh, Mr. Marcel Gibson, our protocol officer, is the teacher. Thank you so much, Professor Briggs. We're now going to call on our Director of Education, Dominique McCartney Russell, to assist with the presentations to the senior division students. Receiving honorable mention in the senior division, we have Diana Lewis of C.R. Walker Senior High School. Anaja Culmer of Aquinas College. Charles Moxie Jr. of Aquinas College. Sarah Hepburn of Queens College. Lamar Williams of Aquinas College. Kareem Brown of Aquinas College. Lehana Roll of Kingsway Academy. Derek Escarment of Doris Johnson Senior High School. Christia Colebrook of Doris Johnson Senior High School. Shadon Bain of Kingsway Academy. Catherine Armstrong of Queens College. Talia Hanna of St. John's College. Shamaka Stubbs of Journeys International. Receiving the top scoring essay in the junior division from the Lutheran Spanish Wells and Harbor Island District, we have a previous junior winner, Teranique Sands of the Central Eleuthera High School. And receiving the top scoring essay in the Andros and Barry Islands division, we have Sarah McKinney of South Andros High School. In sixth place in the senior division and also receiving the top scoring essay in the Grand Bahama division, we have Abnali Alcerez of Jack Hayward Senior High School, receiving a prize of $200. In fifth place and also receiving the top scoring essay in Exuma and Keys, we have Eva Colley of the L.N. Coakley Senior High School, receiving $300. In fifth place, we have Ciara Roker of Kingsway Academy, receiving $300. In fourth place in the senior division and receiving $400, we have Savannah Cartwright of Kingsway Academy. In third place, receiving $500, we have a tie between Laurel Paul of Aquinas College and Sanaa Knowles of Queens College. In second place in the senior division, receiving a prize of $600, we have Jada Francis of Queens College. And sometimes, sometimes you have to single out some of the students. You don't want to single anybody out and make them feel they're better than anyone else. But I received a call in January, or I received an email. Dear Miss Wright, I was the second place winner in the 2022 competition. Can I re-enter the competition this year? And I said, yes, you can. The winner in first place, second place last year, entered all through junior high school, Caden Moss Moultrie of Aquinas College. Caden receives a $700 prize and a $1,000 scholarship prize. So you see, as I said before, it pays to keep trying. And don't leave yet, Caden. We're going to call a representative from Aquinas College, the winning school, as they receive a cash prize of $1,000 and the trophy as well. Thank you so much, Director McCartney Russell. We're going to ask the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, Mrs. Lorraine Armbrister, to come and assist us. You know, the prize money doesn't stop there. We also give to the teachers and the schools with the most finalists as well. In the primary division, the schools with the most finalists were St. John's College and Kingsway Academy. So if we can have representatives from those schools come in the primary division. In the junior division, the school with the most finalists was Queens College. Do we have a representative from Queens College? Okay. And in the senior division, the school with the most finalists was Aquinas College. Oh, here comes St. John's. Yes, and in the junior division, Queens College. And then we also have the teachers with the most finalists, and how this works is it goes to the teacher who had the most finalists that are sitting over to my left. In the primary division, we had Yvette Davis of St. John's College. In the junior division, we have Celia Hoare of Queens College. And in the senior division, we have Pauline Bain of Aquinas College. Thank you so much, Mrs. Armbruster. Thank you. Thank you so much. And folks, we've come to the end of the prizes. I tried to look to see if there were any more, but I don't think so, right? We good? Okay. So let's give those students stand for us, please. Let's give them a rousing round of applause. You've done so well, and you've made us all extremely proud. And those of you, please, please, please remember, only the winners are not allowed to re-enter in the same division. The others, you can enter and re-enter and re-enter. It pays to continue winning. I used to say it pays to play, if you know what that means. You may sit. At this time, we have several arrangements here that we want to distribute to some of our guests. So we're going to call on Mrs. Briggs to receive one of the arrangements. And we can ask some of our students to assist. They're a little heavy, so they will rest it down for you. But they're beautiful, aren't they? I didn't hear you. We're also going to call on our permanent secretary, Lorraine Armbruster, to receive an arrangement. We're going to call on Mrs. Sarazin. Director McCartney Russell. We have one of our deputy directors here, Miss Charmaine Sinclair. And of course, the Honorable Mrs. Elma Garraway. She is a committee member emeritus. And this person likes to stay behind the scenes, but I'm going to let her take home the flowers tonight. We're going to call on Dr. Tracy Farquharson. She is the head of this committee from the Templeton World Charity Foundation, and she works tirelessly to ensure that everything goes well. Thank you so much. Well, we're at the end, but we're not at the end yet. And I'm going to give some specific instructions right now, and I'm going to let the teacher and me come out. So, we're going to have a special tribute at this time. And following the tribute, I'm going to ask for the special guests and the students to follow a special arrangement to leave the room. And you all are going to see it when it happens. I can't reveal all the secrets, but it's going to be extremely special, so prepare for it. But at this time, I'm going to call on Mrs. Elma Garraway. We have Dr. Sarazin with us, and he's been with us for the past 8 years, since 2016, right? So he's been with us for 8 ceremonies. The reason why we're calling her up is this is his final ceremony with us, as he will be departing the Bahamas. I know you're going to come back and visit because you have sand in your shoes, right? Oh, pardon? Oh, okay. So here comes Mrs. Elma Garraway with a special tribute for Dr. Sarazin.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Honorable Minister, Madam Permanent Secretary, Director of Education, Mr. President, Professor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished students, competent students. Go into the world and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good, one quote. We have a duty to show up in the world with meaning and purpose and with commitment to do good and to use any privilege that we may have to make a positive change. And finally, a quote by Albert Einstein. I believe we are here to do good. It is the responsibility of every human being to aspire to do something worthwhile, to make the world a better place than the one we found. Ladies and gentlemen, these words of Albert Einstein, the greatest scientist and considered the smartest man of the 20th century, his words about one's duty, responsibility, and role in the world aptly apply to Mr. President of Templeton World Charity Foundation, Dr. Andrew Sarazin. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, students, I am particularly honored to speak to salute Dr. Sarazin on behalf of the Laws of Life Planning Committee, and I must add, inclusive of Mrs. Mina Griffiths, who was the original coordinator of this group, and to pay tribute to him and to thank him on behalf of all of you students, the thousands who've gone before you, the administrators, the ministers of education, the former directors, the school administrators, and of course, parents across our land. For the last 8 years, if you've heard, Dr. Sarazin, and I want to tell you something that we don't know, or that many of you don't know. He is a renowned scientist, and he has led the work of the Templeton World Charity Foundation as its president. He held responsibility for all the philanthropic activities. This means, students, I'm not going to send you to your WhatsApp to see the meaning of what philanthropic is, but this is resources given freely, grants, yes, across the world. This includes effective stewardship of his financial resources. In simple terms, He has ensured, and you heard all the projects that they're involved in, and the monies allocated for them, and for the purpose for which they are given are accounted for, and that they are used prudently and wisely, and that the desired results are achieved. And you see, many of you and your work happens to be a part of those desired results. And I tell you another thing, as you've heard about the latest research in forgiveness. This work, it's on a wide continuum of the world's most generous prize of $1 million for all the research in science and religion. And then, of course, as you've heard tonight, this is not an inexpensive venture in which they are engaged here in the Bahamas. And so the planning committee, Dr. Farquharson and his wonderful ladies, must account for all of it, of course, to Mr. President, and even to a teeny little project of food security, one of which I helped to supervise at the Girl Guides Association. You see, students, ladies and gentlemen, Sir John Templeton and later Dr. Jack Templeton, who so enjoyed the performance and this activity. I reminded Dr. Briggs about it when I first met him several years ago, where he simply marveled at the confidence of you students, of your poise, of your ability to speak. And the little lady from, I think it was Oaksville Primary, Eva Hilton. I'm dating myself, ladies and gentlemen. You did us proud. We're proud of all of you, but you were exceptional. You see, they selected the Templetons and their prestigious and famous board of directors. They would have selected a president who would have epitomized the kinds of qualities, the results that they expected from the work that must be done with this foundation. And they found just the right person in Dr. Andrew Sarazin. Let me tell you something else about Mr. President. Mr. President is a Rhodes Scholar. He got his first degree at Notre Dame University, and then he went on to Oxford. I hope some of you are aspiring to be Rhodes Scholars and to go on to Oxford University in England, where he served as an assistant professor, where he conducted research in infectious disease. He taught courses on the biology of disease. He led a program at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, where he was responsible for bringing new products, scientific approaches, and technologies to health and human development. And he founded one of the most successful programs in the Gates Foundation, known as the Grand Challenges Explorations. And that's not all, students. He is an entrepreneur. He founded and chairs a biotechnology company dedicated to applying insights about microbiomes and nutrition to health. He also worked as a key scientific advisor to one of the world's largest food companies in the development of nutritious food choices for consumers across the great continents of Africa and Asia. And you know what? He was in the Bahamas, and I don't know where this information was hidden in 2019 when he was named by the World Economic Forum And I can't tell you, they gave me a short period of time to speak, so I can't explain it all. Go and read for yourselves. He was named a young global leader by the World Economic Forum. In 2019, here in the Bahamas, and I thought I knew most things, and I didn't know that. Wow. So do you see why the Templetons and their board selected this highly successful researcher and executive to lead their World Charity Foundation? And he did wonderful things as well for this competition. You heard all the prizes for the schools and the teachers. Dr. Farquharson and the committee just couldn't, they can come up with the idea, but he had to see value, that it served as motivation, that it kept those of you persevering until you succeeded. And so annually, when I served on the committee, we were just proud of ourselves as the numbers were growing, and this competition grew into the best in the Bahamas. Dr. Sarazin quietly analyzed all these things we were doing and how they were being done. And I can assure you, the video competition was certainly his idea of saying those who may not always write can integrate the technology and present their ideas in other ways. We thank you, Dr. Sarazin, for that. And then he knew, too, of the hours Ms. Wright and the other committee members spent in manually handling those thousands of essays and packaging them. And I am sure he probably nudged Dr. Farquharson to ensure all of this became based on the technology, their new platforms, marking in that way. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? They were simply proud of themselves that this was accomplished, because when the pandemic came around, guess what? They were ahead of the game. They were already using the technology to ensure your constant engagement. Dr. Sarazin, we thank you for ensuring, very quietly I'm sure, that this was all based in the technology. And if I may say so, those Zoom award ceremonies were the best in the country. And we thank you. Always concerned about the human condition, of course. Dr. Farquharson had very little difficulty, I'm sure, and this is a side of the competition, getting Mr. President to agree to provide to schools in the Family Islands, and especially the schools in Grand Bahama and Abaco, computers to ensure that students had access to the technology in order to participate and continue in their learning. We thank you, Dr. Sarazin. You have been a great steward of the resources in your care. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have given you but a small glimpse of the brilliance of this gentleman. I am saying, go on to the website, the World Templeton Foundation, and be inspired by the achievements of Mr. President. So I invite all of you, please stand, get to your feet. Oh, you sit, Dr. Sarazin, you sit. This time, we are going to all stand. And I want you all to give a thunderous round of applause. A round of applause for his contribution to the lives of our students, our young people, to the vulnerable in our society, to the concerns of humanity throughout the world. We salute you. We thank you. We wish you every success in your future endeavors to help the world. And as we would say in Girl Guides, and we normally sing it, I'm not trying to do that for you, go well and safely. The Lord be ever with you. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Sarazin, please come.
You are now inside the mix with DJ Sampler. Are you serious? Yeah, baby. DJ Sampler, let's get crazy.
To sail these wonderful, wonderful islands, we trust this will remind you of all the contributions you've made to this country.
Yes, and this is a Bahamian mahogany model of a ragged island working sloop made by Mr. Lloyd Sands, one of our former educators. We'd also like Dr. Sarazin's wife to come for the photo. Mrs. Sarazin. Before, I want you to exit after you've had the signal to exit.
DJ Sampler.
Are you serious?